because it said that I was on and then I was not. So here we go.
How we doing?
Hey, what's
Chilling,
up?
man. Just calling you in. How you doing?
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi was so bad.
That's okay.
I'm so excited to finally have you on.
Thanks.
And they're excited to get their questions answered.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to answering them.
Yeah, but before we get to it, I just wanted to ask you, how are you dealing with the quarantine?
Yeah, I mean it's been cool. I mean honestly, we all been forced to take more time than we probably had in Lord knows how long. So a lot of quality time, getting creative, starting to do some paint classes and learning Spanish, learning a couple different languages. Like I said, spending quality time with the family, which is good, and honestly, getting a chance to reconnect within yourself as well. So it's been good.
Wow, that's really good to hear. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So everyone's in this live now, and as many people know, you played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Utah Jazz, Chicago Bulls, and Los Angeles Lakers, which brings us to the first question. Which team was your favorite to play on and why?
Good question. I'm going to be honest. It's going to sound kind of, I don't know what it's going to sound like, but I'm very blessed that Cleveland drafted me. I got, a lot of friends that never made it to the NBA, so to be able to realize that dream for me was everything at the time. When I went to Utah, Jerry Sloan, who was our head coach, Hall of Fame head coach, gave me a chance to kind of thrive into being a star alongside with Darren Williams, Andre Karolinko, and a bunch of other really good players. And then later, 2010, I got a chance to partner up with a loaded young Chicago Bulls team, a bunch of other guys. So that was like the team I jumped on, and we were trying to win a championship, but it was tough without D Rose being healthy, going up against LeBron in the Heat every now and then.
Yeah, so LeBron was really young when you were playing against their team.
Yeah, he was my second year in the league, he was a rookie.
Yeah, I got so many questions asking what it was like to play with rookie LeBron.
Yeah, no, he was awesome. I mean, the funny thing about it is, like, we knew he was good, but you didn't know how good he would do against men and against other great players. The first day of practice, we all knew that he was the best player on our team. His biggest asset was his passing ability. He literally would use himself as a decoy to suck the defense in and to make the right pass to whoever was open. And it was remarkable. At 18, to have that kind of basketball IQ, obviously you can see the kind of career that he had. He was ahead of his time. Yeah,
and you can see now his son is taking after him too.
Absolutely, yeah. Bronny's very good.
So I've heard. Can't wait to see him in action. So the next question is, out of all the teams you played on, which teammate was your favorite to play with?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of great ones, a lot of great teammates, even in college, but Nate Robinson takes the cake. I mean, this guy, he came in 2012 with our Chicago Bulls team to try to, be our point guard while D Rose was injured. And he ended up being the best teammate. Like, he would literally bake us cupcakes for every road game. He never missed a practice, never missed a game. Was like an Iron Man for us. He's got that football background. His father played in the NFL for the Eagles, and he played football. Tried out for the Seahawks a couple of years ago. He was a tough-minded player. One of those guys that gave it to you every day in practice, every time you step on the court. So, and off the court, we had so many similarities. We're both, athletes who were raising young athletes. His kids play basketball and baseball. My kids play basketball and baseball. His kids also play football. So it was just he's definitely been the best teammate in my NBA career.
That's so sweet. I love the part where he said he makes
straight up would make, and it was crazy. It would be like chocolate chip peanut butter.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you guys have a clothing line together?
Yeah,
now?
we do. So Joakim Noah, who was our center, and our superstar hippie of the group in the Bulls, came up with a line called Holat. Basically, like every time you made a bucket or D Rose would cross somebody over and dunk on the big man, we'd be like, Holat! And so we came out with a clothing line called Holat. It's basically just fire sportswear. We got shorts, we got tank tops, we got shirts, we got all type of stuff. And go to www.holatclothing.com and get whatever you want. I'll tell you, since you're a big food person, I'll tell you something crazy. They really do eat some crazy stuff out there in China. And one of my teammates took me to, I think we were in Shanghai, took me to like a very unique spot where they served scorpion on a stick, like how we have like shish kebabs or whatever. And I tried it. It tastes just like chicken, but it was a scorpion on a stick. It was very bizarre.
Oh my! Wow.
Would you try it though?
Okay, so no, I would not try that.
Very bizarre.
So we get to see obviously happens on the court. There's cameras all the time everywhere. But someone wants to know, what is the funniest thing that happened to you off the court?
Funniest thing off
Any
the
funny
court?
stories?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Let me think. It's pretty good. Oh, I'll tell you a story. It's been out there a little bit now. I did a couple of E60s and stuff for SportsCenter, ESPN. So I got my first deal in Utah, my first big deal in Utah, and at the time I was living in LA. So I rented this crib. I mean, I bought a crib, and it was huge. It was like 18,000 square feet. It had like 10 bedrooms. It was insane. I go back to Utah for the season when the season starts, and my realtor was knocking my door down, like calling me 24/7, trying to get a hold of me. I'm in training camp. I don't really pick up the phone that much, and during training camp, as I'm trying to prepare for the year. So I call her back when training camp is over, and she's like, "Yo, I got someone who wants to rent your house in LA." And I'm like, "I'm not renting my house. I only stayed there for like a month. I need more time there myself." And she's like, "No, it's Prince, and he'll pay you $95K a month." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Flew out to LA and signed the documents, met Prince, and he rented my house for like a year. Now, mind you, I was a huge fan, of course, Purple Rain and the whole nine. I mean, I was probably conceived in one of his songs with my parents. I mean, just saying, because Prince is Prince, right? And so I left, went to the NBA season. I came back to LA to play the Lakers, went over to the crib, and he painted my entire house purple. The whole thing, black and purple everywhere, had his picture all over the place. I'm like, bruh. But needless to say, before he moved out, he changed everything back like he was never there. So once upon a time, Prince rented my house out.
That is so cool. If you ever write a life story, you make sure you dedicate a chapter to your house being renovated by Prince.
Absolutely.
So speaking of funny stories, I'm going to, throw you to the spotlight a little bit here. But obviously everyone wants that super famous video of you having your little incident with the ref.
Bomb it, a pass. Boozer, strong move in the lane and had enough to get it to go. Fist pumps and almost punched Dan Crawford.
You see Booz with the spin move against Dirk.
He wristed that in.
Yeah,
wow. He did get him.
And I don't know about everyone else, but I was just thinking, what was going through your mind when that happened?
Yeah, I mean, so we're down most of the game. I don't know if it was the second quarter or third quarter, but we're getting our butts whooped by Dallas. They're taking it to us. We're on the road. And we start to make a little comeback. And so I started getting going a little bit. I think I made like 3 or 4 buckets in a row. And on that particular move, I went to the middle, did a spin move on Dirk, laid the ball in. The ref gave me an and one, and I'm just going to celebrate, do like a fist pump in the air, and Danny Crawford just happened to be right there, and I hit him in the chicken nuggets. But I felt so bad for him. I was like, Danny, I'm so sorry. And thank God I kind of pulled back a little bit at the end of the punch, so he could still have kids if he wanted to or whatever. But I checked on him right away. He was okay, thank God. And my kids and friends of my kids still send me that video to this day. Cracking up. Yeah.
I was going to ask, have your kids watched it?
Yeah, all the time. They send it to me all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Crazy moment.
So, I just saw another question in the comments, actually, and I'm curious about this, too. What do you think about Jordan's documentary?
I love it, man. I've been watching The Last Dance. Obviously grew up in the Jordan era, and the Bulls, those 90, 91 Bulls, when they first won the championship, really inspired a whole generation, including myself, of wanting to stick to basketball and not do football and baseball and other stuff that we were doing. I mean, they changed the game. MJ made basketball so cool for a whole generation, just like Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman made tattoos and stuff cool. I feel like they're, especially for this new generation, like the millennials, the younger crowd, maybe even yourself included, who didn't get a chance to really see MJ in his prime, like back in the early 90s. You're getting a chance to watch his greatness and why we all love him so much, and those historic Bulls teams. So it's been really good. There's a lot of information that I wasn't even aware of. Like, I had no idea why they broke up. Now we know it's because of Jerry Krause. I had no idea that Scottie Pippen wanted to be traded. Like, there's all these things that are coming out in the show that as a young kid, I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old at the time, had no idea this was going on in Chicago. But it's been awesome. I could watch 100 episodes of The Last Dance.
Yeah. So I have no patience when series, like when you watch them week by week. I'm waiting for all the episodes to be over, and I'm going to binge it in like maybe one night.
You're going to love it. Yeah, you're going to love it.
Wi-Fi problem again. All right, it's fine. I'm gonna take a few more questions from the comments,
Okay.
and then let's see which ones are interesting. Here we go. Somebody said, "What was it like to play with Kobe?"
Yeah, it was incredible. So at the end of my career, got a chance to put him in a couple of All-Star games and play with him in the Olympics in 2008 when we won the championship. And his drive, his determination, his basketball IQ, like he saw the game at such a high level. You learned so much from Kobe when you're around him, and that was the biggest thing about playing with Kobe. You end up learning a great deal about championship level vision, because that's where you saw everything is, and that's how he measured everything. Are you playing at a championship level? And I mean, true loss for all of us, not just basketball fans, but just humanity in general. He was doing so much off the court once he retired, you know, with his daughter's basketball team, with the whole Mamba Academy out there in LA, just trying to really give back to the game and teach young people who wanted to get better, give them the tools that they needed to be successful. So huge loss, man. A lot of memories keep flashing back to me, but honored to call him a friend and a brother.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I think we should have ended with that beautiful story. We can't top that.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Anytime.
I had such a good time, and I'm so excited to come to Miami. I'm so
Yeah, you got to
jealous.
come. It's like 90 degrees every day. Yeah.
We're getting such bipolar weather here. It's like I'm tan
Yeah.
because yesterday was 10, and then today I walk out in shorts. I'm like this, and then I'm freezing. I have to come to Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Stay safe.
Thank
Looking
you
forward
so
to meeting you one day soon, and tell the family I say hello too.
All right, thank you. Stay safe.
Peace.